Chapter 13, and possibly my favorite chapter, How Influencers Make Money. Money is usually attracted, not pursued. Jim Rohn. Let's talk about something many creators and aspiring influencers hesitate to say out loud. They want to make money. Not in a greedy or gimmicky way, not by becoming someone they're not, but by being paid to do work that matters, by turning their ideas into income, and by using that income to create freedom, stability, and impact. Here's the truth: there's nothing noble about staying broke in the name of purpose. You can serve people and earn well, you can build trust and receive compensation for it, you can be generous and financially independent at the same time. Money in the right hands is not the root of evil, it's a resource. It's the fuel that helps you print the book, build the platform, hire the team, launch the nonprofit, or take care of people you love. And if you're serious about building influence, you need to be just as serious about building the systems that allow you to be sustainable. Influence alone doesn't pay the bills. Here's what too many people get wrong: they think that once they have an audience, money will somehow follow. But influence without strategy is a popularity contest, and followers don't pay your bills, offers do. Building an audience is important, but turning that audience into revenue requires clarity, structure, and a few timeless principles. There's no single blueprint, but there is a pattern. And after years of studying creators, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders across industries, I've noticed that nearly all sustainable influencer income isn't built on the same four pillars. Or it is built actually on the same four pillars. So let's break those down. Real quick, just gonna make an aside. I started to learn some of the secrets to creating an audience and starting to build a following, etc. Over the past couple years, I've done tens of millions of impressions and views and tons of interactions, and I've created an audience that's tens of thousands of people across multitudes of platforms. And one thing I've noticed is that the influence itself doesn't create income, hence why I wrote this chapter. But the opportunities that come from the influence are where somebody can generate significant income. So, whether you're just getting started or you've actually built an audience, most likely you're not getting paid from, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and LinkedIn and YouTube. They don't pay a whole lot unless you start making unless you have serious numbers of eyeballs on ultimately their ads, which is their revenue generating source. But what you can do, and there's a good story by Hermosi that where he talks about this, but you can create an audience that is bought into a particular mission or idea. And then ultimately you can capitalize on that through different channels. And we'll talk about those for sure. But I wanted to really just preface this that I wrote this chapter simply because I thought if I created the influence, the revenue would follow, and it does for sure. It trails attention, but I think the main secret to those who actually capitalize on having built an audience versus those that really just do it for popularity and clout is that it really just provides a network, a sphere of influence to where somebody can then leverage that for other opportunities. And so, either way, just wanted to preface this chapter. I love this chapter. It's my favorite chapter. And we'll jump right back in. Pillar number 1, stop working for money. Most people are taught a simple formula: work and get paid. It's linear, transactional, very time bound. And for some, it works just fine. But if you want freedom, if you want to be able to influence without being tied to every hour, you have to break the trade time for money cycle. That means shifting from asking, how can I earn more, to how can I create more value in less time? The wealthiest creators I know don't work harder than anyone else. They work very differently. They build systems, products, content partnerships, and brand assets that work while they sleep. Their money flows from leverage, not labor. They record a podcast one time and it brings in leads for years. They build a course and people enroll every day without live calls. They write a book and the royalties create passive income streams. They partner with a brand once and the campaign keeps delivering. And so it's not magic, it's just a mindset. And so stop working for money. Start building value that outlives the work itself. If you're only, again, this is me kind of veering off here. If you're only working for a paycheck, if your only form of income is somebody writing you a paycheck, you have got to diversify. You've got to do it. I don't care that they tell you to go, master something first and then diversify. For sure, master something, but diversify now. Start investing, start saving, create a side hustle, write the book, create the content, like whatever you got to do. You've got to be willing to make the moves now in order to see the success later. So, pillar number 2, increase your market value. In economics, your earning potential is tied to one thing: the value you bring to the market. If you want to earn more, the question isn't how do I charge more? It's how do I make myself more valuable? That can mean learning a skill that's in high demand, developing insight in a niche others don't understand, hacking your knowledge in a way that makes it easy to implement, building a reputation for solving hard problems in less time. When I personally graduated college, I was making less than $10 an hour, but I started reading, studying, practicing, investing, and developing my skills. Over the course of a few years, my market value grew, and so did my income, not because I gained the system, but because I grew myself. If you want to make more, become someone whose results are worth more. Market value isn't about degrees or titles, it's about the transformation you help people achieve. Pillar number 3, live below your means. This one's not flashy, but it's essential. If you earn more than you spend, you're not building wealth. Or if you earn more but spend it all, you're not building wealth. You're just upgrading your stress. You can't build freedom without margin, and you can't build margin if your lifestyle inflates faster than your income. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the fruit of your labor. It means you enjoy it with intention. It means you save before you spend, invest before you indulge, focus on what builds long-term security, not just short-term rewards. Plenty of influencers look successful on Instagram, but behind the scenes, many of them are living paycheck to paycheck, or worse, they're living on borrowed money. Don't fall for that trap. Build something real, not just something impressive. And so, pillar 4, investing. Okay, so once you have margin, you need to know where to put it. The first and best investment you can make, into yourself. Before you invest in stocks or real estate or business ideas, invest in the one thing that guarantees a return: your own development. Books, courses, coaching, masterminds, conferences, tools that save you time and scale your efforts. Once you've done that, begin investing in assets that multiply over time. Some influencers invest in real estate. Others build online businesses. Some partner with brands or reinvest into content creation or advertising. Some build agencies or subscription services. There's not one right way, but the question to ask is always the same. Will this multiply my time, my income, or my impact? If the answer is yes, it's probably a smart move. Final thought: you're not greedy for wanting to get paid. You're not selfish for building systems and allow your work to scale. You're not selling out if you monetize your message. You're being strategic. You're stewarding your gifts. You're creating freedom. Stop waiting for permission. Stop treating income like a dirty word and start building a life that reflects both your values and your value. Because when money flows through a mission, it becomes fuel. And with the right mindset and strategy, you can create abundance, not just for you, but for everyone you're called to serve.